and new All Elite Wrestling World Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to OT Graps. Trevor, how have you been, my friend?
I'm all right. Just a little cold, but other than that, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great because we live in a time where our Lord and Savior MJF is finally, by God, Michael, finally climbed the mountaintop and won the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship.
What's really funny is it happened the way we both said it.
No, it didn't happen the way I said it. Like, because I was like,
oh, you said yeah, because like that's right. You said
it
more
happened the
of
way
the
you said it. Like,
yeah, more
Tony Khan
firm.
owes you money this time.
Come on, Tony. I've been right sometimes. Come on, Tony. I take the money.
Yeah. Guys, we'll talk about MJF, his world title win, and all the jazz related to that. I was there in person, and I can tell you, it was electric. It was really electric.
I bet it was.
Yeah. It was absolutely great. I enjoyed every second of it, and honestly, like, I highly recommend that everybody out there who has the opportunity to do so go to an AEW show if you haven't already been. Like,
It's a lot of fun.
whatever you prefer in pro wrestling. I mean, like, go to a WWE show as well. But if you have not been to an AEW show, definitely go, because for everything bad that we might relate to that company or people within that company, they 100% know how to put on a great in-person experience. Like, the fan experience at AEW is like second to none. Also, big shout out to the Prudential Center, who had the best concessions of any stadium I've ever been to, or any arena I've ever been to. It was absolutely nuts. Like, I'm used to going to Capital One Arena, which is ass. I mean,
Terrible.
it's ass. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, the concrete floor, like, the floor here was like that. It was like that shiny floor, like, at
Kinda like
Capital One, we got
marble
the
type?
concrete, like gray concrete, depressing. This is not a good experience. You were only here to watch the game, right?
I'll tell you, the Philadelphia Flyer Arena in Philadelphia is actually wonderful. I went there for a Kendrick Lamar concert, and like, dude, like the the concessions were amazing. Like, they had some great stuff there.
Did they really?
Yes, they did. They did.
How did those concessions make you feel?
Good.
Good. Guys, we'll talk about those concessions. We'll talk about all that stuff. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section below. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That's actually the wrong thing. I was not supposed to say that because there is no comment section. Anyway, Trevor, I believe you are this week's icebreaker, so go ahead, break that ice, and let me slide right into those DMs like a polar bear.
Oh, there. So today, thought we'd have a little fun since it's the Thanksgiving weekend. Favorite gimmicky wrestler, like favorite wrestler who you know is a walking gimmick, and there's thousands of them. Who's your favorite?
Favorite wrestler who's a walking gimmick? I mean, you mean I assume you mean in like a funny way and not like a serious
funny way.
Like,
not a serious way.
You
No.
could argue that like
Joke.
Ric Flair is like a walking gimmick.
Yeah, you could.
Although
You
he's
could
not a
definitely
gimmick.
argue.
He is that is Ric Flair.
He lives that though. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like something like the Gobbledygooker or something like that. Right?
Gobbledygooker. Oh my god. Let's see. Okay. Orange Cassidy definitely doesn't count at this point because he's serious enough. Like,
He's on top, right? Like, I mean, maybe 2-3 years ago, I would say yes. But now, and the same thing for me goes for Danhausen. I think you can't really use those two in this particular situation.
CC in the chat says, "Ooh, walking gimmick, Booker T and his wife." Booker T is a gimmick. That is a gimmick. He's definitely playing a role.
Definitely. That was that was great too.
Let's see.
Oh, this one's kind of tough.
It is kind of tough. I mean, there are a few that come to mind. I mean, okay, I know who my number one is. So my number one walking gimmick is definitely everything that what's his name? God, Brutus the Barber Beefcake was in WCW.
That that was one I was thinking of too. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Bro,
But even in WWE though too.
from the Butcher to okay, his best gimmick he's ever had, the Zodiac. Yes, no, yes, no, yes,
Oh yeah,
no.
that
The
was
Zodiac was
hilarious.
amazing. And then he became like, what was he? He was like Brother Brudeye. Remember Brother Brudeye, brother.
And he was the disciple, right? Yeah,
That might be the
disciple.
funniest Hulk Hogan promo ever, where he's like, "Me and Brother Brudeye, brother, booty, 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 booty."
The booty man.
The booty man. Booty, 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 booty. That's amazing. And then, he became the disciple. Literally, like, that gimmick, I did not know for, like, years.
It was a long time before I found out, too, Omar.
Like, I was always wondering, like, who is that guy? Who is that? And then one day, like, out of the blue, I was like, okay, let me Google this. Like, who is this guy? And I was like, that's not Brutus the Barber Beef.
Because I always wondered, because he was chiseled. He was huge.
Oh, he was banging the roids harder than Brian Cage was. I saw the Swolverine in person, by the way. That man is look, I don't like to make accusations about anyone, but that Brian Cage is on steroids. Allegedly.
That's a big dude.
Allegedly. We love you, Brian Cage. Come on the show. Anyway, guys, hit that like button, all that jazz. Trevor, what about you?
Walking gimmick. Okay, so only because back when I was a kid, I was afraid of dentists, but Dr. Isaac Yankum DDS was one of them. Who became Kane.
Who became an asshole on Twitter.
Oh yeah, pretty much. But dude, it was like so comical. He'd come out there with the little drill and everything.
And the best entrance music of all time.
Yep. Oh, it was so great. The music was so great. But also and you mentioned something that I'm gonna piggyback on. You mentioned Zodiac, and honestly, you can pick anybody out of that stable who was a fucking gimmick, and my man Taskmaster was up there.
Oh my God. It is etched in stone.
and also Hugh Morris, which I love Hugh Morris. But yeah,
the laughing man, Hugh Morris.
Yes.
And then he became General. Oh well, he became General something.
Yeah.
Wow. WCW in the mid '90s, amazing time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Chris in the chat, Chris Sutton in the chat saying Hurricane and Doink the Clown for best gimmicks. Yeah, I don't know. I'm with CC though. I think Booker T's up there, man, because his gimmick is just
definitely. I mean, especially when he was in WWE, definitely up there.
No, I'm talking about right now. His gimmick is I work for WWE. It's just his gimmick. That's why he shits on AEW so much. It's like
he does
for WWE for all my years in this business.
He can't stand AEW from the talks of it.
It's kind of wild, like you, because like there are AEW people who like were trained by him. It's kind of crazy.
There's a few actually.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy how like my man's just like, nah, that promotion sucks. There's only one place to work, and it's WWE main roster, not even NXT. In this business.
Someone has a question for you, Omar.
Someone has a question for me. You got Mr. Williamson. I have a question for Omar. Oh, well, Mr. Williamson, I am an open book, so ask that question away.
Ask away.
Ask away. While we're waiting for you to answer that, Trevor, I also believe you have some MMA news you need to share with us.
Yeah, we want to talk. We want to talk about some stuff. Quick thing. Did you cover the tragedies of last week, my good man?
No,
Diaz.
No, I did not.
So we can I guess like add that in there, I guess, if you want to. The three young men that were gunned down needlessly, unfortunately, at VCU, right? The football players.
Yeah, well, no, we did talk about that actually. I did talk.
Oh, you did talk about that. Okay, cool.
We did talk about that for a little bit.
Did you also talk about the shootings in Colorado?
No, I haven't had a chance to talk about that because that happened, I think, on. I haven't done like a stream since like No, I have not had a chance to talk about that. No.
Well, we'll talk about that later. We can do that then. But anyway, so we started off on a somber note and then ended with shenanigans from the Jake Paul family. Um, but over the weekend, and I'm sure a lot of our watchers are fans of pop culture and nerdy television. Over the weekend, Jason David Frank, who was the Green Ranger, Red Ranger, White Ranger, Blue, Gold Ranger, Black Ranger, any Ranger you could think of, for the Power Rangers, he sadly, tragically passed away. And recently, it was just noted that it was actually because of suicide. He was also an MMA fighter, damn good MMA fighter. Actually, he didn't fight as much as he wanted to because he was more of an actor, more of a reality star. Anything you can name, he did it. Um, and he also was a accomplished mixed martial artist, uh, a black belt in many different martial arts. He also started his own martial art, Tuso Kundo, um, and he's the originator of it. He like anything he loved his fans, he loved his family. He was a good dude. And we lost him tragically over the weekend. Uh, to end this somberness, I have a story for you if you want to hear it,
Yeah.
Mister. So as you know, I go to Awesome Con a lot, and
Awesome Con, right? Not Awesome
Awesome
Kong.
Con. No, not Awesome Con. I don't know
different
what that is. So yeah, Awesome Con is a convention in DC, and it's been around for a while now. And it was originally they would say it was a celebration of pop culture for the past 50 years, but it's been going on so long. It's a celebration of pop culture for like 60, 80 years now. But anyway, he was there one year, and he was also the year that Stan Lee was there, which was awesome. So me and my roommate, my friend, we stand in line for his cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And because his cousins got pictures of him, but they didn't get him signed. They took pictures with him, but they didn't get a chance to get him signed. So they were standing in line. They had other pictures to take, so we stood in line for them. Right, we didn't have anything to do. And so that line, like when I tell you that line was as long as probably like maybe a winding like short city street, right? Like it was pretty long. And like we were there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and like something was going on or whatever. And when we get a little closer to the front, he starts apologizing to people. Like he's like, "Hey, sorry this took too long, blah 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 blah." And he then comes up to me and my friend, and he goes, "Hey guys, sorry it took too long, blah blah." We were like, "It's okay." He noticed that the pictures that we had weren't of us, and he goes, like, "You're here getting pictures signed for other people." It's like, "Yeah, they couldn't do it, so we're doing it for him." He goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." It was like he pulled us to the side, got his PR person to come over and take pictures of us. Now these pictures cost typically, right? And now he's giving us pictures for free. Not only is he giving us pictures for free, he's sitting there talking to us, and he showed us a preview of a movie that we weren't even supposed to see. He gave us his phone. Like he don't know us from Adam. He gave us his phone, his actual phone, and let us look at this preview for the movie Bloodshot that was actually recasted with somebody, Vin Diesel. But it was his preview of it, dude. It was, and he was sitting there going on about it. Oh, it's bloody, it's great. If you like blood and guts, you love it. And he's just sitting there talking about it. He was a great guy. And to his family and to his friends who have been devastated, and everyone, and he's big in the YouTube community. A lot of YouTubers are good friends with him. He's done skits for Bat and the Sun. He's done skits for a lot of different, he's done voiceovers. So to all of them, my condolences. And I can also attest that he was a great guy.
Absolutely. Our hearts definitely go out to him, his family, and you always hate to see that things. I mean, you hate to see it happen to anyone, right? I mean,
yeah, anyone.
But this is like something I think we've said over and over on the show. always reach out to someone if you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, if
Absolutely.
you're feeling some
Especially
type
during
of
the
way.
holiday season because it gets worse. It gets worse during the holidays. So please
Yeah,
reach out to someone.
always reach out to someone, and always know that someone's gonna be there.
Always.
Um, yeah.
Answer Mr. Williamson, please.
No, don't answer Mr. Williamson. That it's a meme. It's a meme.
Oh, it
He's
is?
trying to get
I
us with
thought
a
so.
meme because
I thought so. Okay.
yeah, you say it in your head a few times, you'll get it. It's a meme. Mr. Williamson thinks I'm not smart enough to know that meme. Sir, I'm a connoisseur of memes.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it is.
it's not
Okay,
Harry.
nah.
It's not Harry because I don't have one. Mr.
Yeah, I
Williamson,
know.
how
I know what
dare
it
you
is.
try to get me with? Here's the thing: if you're trying to get me with a meme, at least try to get me with a good one. Like,
Yeah, because I didn't even read it actually. I was like, I saw it.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah, yo,
okay.
he thinks he's gonna get me, Mr. Williamson. Look, actually, not even A, C minus for effort there on trying to get me with that meme, but you're not gonna get me with that. I'm
That's
too
hilarious.
smart for that, Mr. Williamson. But I appreciate the look. I appreciate the troll. I do appreciate that level of troll. It's pretty good. I'll give you that much. It's pretty good. But I'll have you know it is not, and I don't have one.
Yes.
Continue, sir.
In the world, we do cover the world of combat sports. So, as we all know, Logan Paul has jumped in head first in wrestling, and I don't know how Elmer feels. I think he feels the same way. I'm very impressed with the kid, man. Very impressed with his overall athleticism. I thought he was pretty good. I mean, I knew he was a pretty good athlete. I mean, I think him and his brother both are athletes, but I'm starting to think Logan is more of a complete athlete. Like, I mean, and I think more so Jake is more so like like a boxer or like a sport type athlete. And I think Logan Paul is overall, but I don't think Logan Paul should ever step in a boxing ring again. That's just my opinion.
Oh, he will. Got to get that money. Got to get that money.
But he's not good at it. He's not.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, hey, is he gonna draw a rating?
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, you're right. Like, it doesn't really matter as long as he puts butts in the seats and makes some money. But like, the more interesting would be Jake. I mean, let's just be real.
I mean, the thing is, Logan. I mean, Jake's the better fighter. Logan Paul is just the more popular Paul brother.
He is, and he has the better mouthpiece too. He's a better talker, way better talker.
He's also like the best wrestler in WWE right now.
I mean, yeah, him and Bad Bunny.
I watched a little bit more. I didn't watch the actual Peacock version. I watched some Twitter clips.
Yeah, same thing. I haven't watched it.
I mean, he can go. I knew this already, but he can go.
He definitely can. Definitely can.
I mean, you and I have been talking about this since we started like podcasting.
Yeah,
about the fact that Jake Paul has the potential to be not just a good, but a really good,
damn good boxer. Like he does.
Like a really good boxer. As far as talent, as far as I think just innate ability and instinct as a boxer, like he fits it. He fits that mold.
He definitely does. He he has raw talent, right? Very raw talent.
He's got raw talent.
Oh God. But the thing is, he reminds you should be. The thing is, he needs to watch himself because, like, although he is good, in my opinion, he hasn't. And this isn't just my opinion. This is the opinion of a lot of critics. He has not proven himself good enough to be talking the shit he talks. And the reason I say that is he hasn't fought anybody yet. I mean, he's fought good UFC fighters. He's fought God bless KSI. Like he's fought like YouTubers and basketball players. He has not fought anyone that can actually box.
But that is boxing nowadays, my friend. That's all boxing is.
I mean, at least Floyd's last couple matches before he retired were actual boxers.
What do you mean his last couple matches? His last few matches.
I said before he retired.
Conor McGregor and
I said
Jake
before
Paul.
He retired. He was actually retired when he fought. He was quote unquote retired when he fought.
That Pacquiao fight too. That was bull. That was bull.
Yeah, that was bull. Yeah, it was.
Pacquiao, but I'm saying, man, he avoided Pacquiao for so long just so he didn't have to face him in his prime.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Which was a smart thing to do. It was a
Yeah.
smart
I
thing
mean,
to do.
he's a very smart fighter. Like, you got to give him credit for it. When did he fight Canelo Alvarez? He fought Canelo Alvarez 2 to 3 years before Canelo became great. And now the Canelo's great. He ain't gonna fight him again.
Better.
Look, it's smart. But like that also brings my point to Jake Paul. Jake Paul has been for years knocking at the door of Andrew Tate, former kickboxer, MMA fighter. Like,
wait, did you say Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate, yeah.
Oh my god,
DC boy.
Wait, is he actually? Wait, is Andrew? Wait, are we talking about the same Andrew Tate?
Well, you talking about the British dude, right? The British citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from DC.
The one who's like, oh yeah, I'm looking it up. I forgot. Yeah, he is a boxer, or he's a MMA. Yeah, screw that guy, man. I hope he loses. Like,
who? Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I hope he loses everything.
He's kind of a piece of shit, but like he is good enough to give him problems.
Oh, I mean, like his record in kickboxing.
Yeah, he's good enough to give him problems.
Look, I'm not talking about him as a talent. Like, I'm sure he's very talented. I'm talking about him as a person. DC, don't own that. Don't own that. Yeah. That's not our guy.
He's a piece of shit. He's an absolute piece of shit. But like, he can go. And honestly, if he's going after so-called quote-unquote MMA fighters, kickboxers, he might need to watch himself with Andrew Tate. Tate and the other name that I'm about to tell you that I just mentioned, he's crazy. Canelo Alvarez. He wants Canelo. And he's convinced he can knock Canelo out.
Yeah, I'm not
convinced. He is convinced.
I'm not
that he can do that. I'm not convinced he can knock Tate out. To be honest. Like, Logan believes he'll knock Tate out, but I'm not even convinced he'll knock Tate out. Like, and then, like, Stephen A. Smith spoke on it. Stephen A. Smith was like, they asked him, like, is he a good boxer? Yeah, he's a good boxer. He can fight these guys, whatever. What do you think about Canelo Alvarez? He's crazy. He'll get dropped in the first round. And he will.
I bet you was like, look, I've spoken to my sources. Look, I know Canelo Alvarez. He's like a brother. Look, he and I have taken many walks together on the beach. And I just want you to know, he'll get smoked.
I was about to say, you got to get louder. You're too low. You got to get louder.
But no, that's what he does. He starts soft. And he's just like, look, I know him like a brother. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he's ass, but he can't box for shit. Like, it's exactly what he says, though.
It is. He's like Chris Collinsworth. He does the same thing.
But Chris Collinsworth is funnier because you don't see it coming as much with Chris Collinsworth.
No, you don't. It is funnier because
Chris Collinsworth,
you don't see it coming.
He'll take like a 5-second pause and be like, well, that coach is an idiot.
But yeah, that's pretty much. I guess my question for you is, like, what do you think about Jake Paul as far as his boxing? Do you think he needs a actual boxing match to solidify him as a good boxer?
Or do you think eyes or the eyes of the public?
Well, both, but mostly for you, in your opinion.
In my eyes, it doesn't matter. I mean, here's the thing. My opinion genuinely doesn't matter here. What matters is
it doesn't.
What draws money. What draws money for Jake Paul is going to be just fighting famous people. That's it. Yeah. It's not like it ain't about it ain't about like, going after like boxers or even Floyd. Like, he's never gonna have that match with Floyd because Floyd knows that, like, he's more of a threat to him than Logan was, especially with Jake Paul on the come up, right? So I don't see that matchup ever happening, and if that's the case, like, what's the matchup that's gonna prove that? Like, Canelo?
I mean,
is that gonna happen?
Canelo said that he said he's not a bad boxer, but and they said, do you think he can fight? He can beat you? Because everyone has a dream, right?
It's all a dream.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting you bring that up, right? Because I guess there's definitely, like, I guess, cause for people to think that Jake Paul might actually go serious with boxing. And not to say what he's doing now isn't serious. I mean, like, again, say what you want. Biggest draws in boxing right now outside of Floyd Mayweather are the Paul brothers.
They are. I
Like
mean, besides like Fury, Tyson Fury,
I argue he's just as big as Tyson Fury.
and he might be, and he might be. But the thing is, and let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. Boxing isn't like it used to be. Boxing used to be the sweet science. Boxing is more of it's one of those who can this YouTuber beat next, and how is he gonna make him fall, and how is Snoop Dogg gonna sound when he commentates?
Oh,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, Snoop Dogg is hilarious.
it's just one of those things. It's not for the sport anymore. It's just a spectacle. It's a spectacle for the wrong reasons now.
Well, how long has it actually been for the sport? Like,
Well, true. I mean, again, true, but it's just one of those things. But like mid '90s, early 2000s, boxing was great. Even late 2000, like let's say mid 2000s, like 05, 08, like boxing was still great.
mm-hmm.
But like then it started to turn into what it's turning into now. Now I know people that watch like low level, but I think we're blacking out on YouTube too.
We're fine.
I don't know if we're fine. Okay. Where I know people who watch any type of boxing, no matter what it is, welterweight, like amateurs, whatever. Like my brother, for instance, my brother watches all types of boxing, whatever it is. He just loves the sport, right? Now, I mean, if you had the same conversation with him, he would think that it's and he pretty much just said it, that Jake Paul is helpful, but also detrimental to the sport because he hasn't really had a real fight. And he's right. He would be right on both because we had this conversation Friday. This is the only reason I know. And he'd be right on both on both plateaus, I think, because he's good for the sport of boxing because he is a draw. He's bringing people to watch people fight, right? Which is what boxing needs. But he's also detrimental because he's not really fighting anybody with real talent. That is a fact, like that would cause him to lose. You know what I mean?
Right.
That could be a knockout for him.
But that doesn't. I just don't get, like, he doesn't need to fight anyone though.
I mean, like, no, for what he does, like you said, you're right. But if for the state of boxing, he has to. If he's gonna say he's a boxer, and he is going to say, yes, I am a valid boxer, he has to. For what he does, he doesn't.
Chris Sutton making allegations here. Pac-Man was on steroids. Well, it's not only me. It's not only me. Well, Trevor,
let's go to the next topic.
Let's get. I genuinely enjoyed that. I just like. My bow on this is just that.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's. I mean, Jake Paul is. I will take umbrage with Chris Sutton. Jake Paul is a boxer. Jake Paul is a boxer. So is.
He said he's not a boxer.
It's what they do. It's what they do. They're boxers.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's. Yeah, he is, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, I do. What does he do? What does he do? He does boxing, right? And he makes his money.
I mean, that's what Jake does. Logan don't box.
He boxes. He's the biggest draw in boxing.
Who, Logan? Really?
Yeah. That Floyd Mayweather fight, like, come on, like Floyd Mayweather fight, his Nate Robinson fight, like, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they were big draws.
Bro, they draw money.
You.
Like,
I'm just
sorry,
saying.
I'm sorry, the boxing.
I'll have you know that this known a boxer from Louisville, Kentucky.
No, I'm just saying Jake is more of the boxer than Logan is. But I
agree with you there. I'm just saying, like, but those two, like, they're just big draws in boxing. It's like they're okay. If it wasn't for Jake, and this is a hot take, y'all can disagree. If it wasn't for Jake Paul and Logan Paul, people wouldn't be interested in boxing right now. They wouldn't be.
And I just said that, and you're absolutely right.
I'm talking about Chris Sutton out here, who's just like, no, with 4 exclamation points and everything he's saying.
Well, no, Chris agreed when we said it earlier. He said true. Like he's a draw. Like he actually is a draw. Like that's what he is. He's a draw. And like I guess in this particular day and age with boxing being what it is, I mean, like at least they're getting some look ats. At least they're getting some viewers. but unfortunately, it's him being a draw, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whatever gets the eyes on a sport at this point, I think is a good thing.
Do you think it's a good thing? I feel like you don't think it's a good thing. I feel like you think it's just like, man, I don't want Logan Paul to be Logan Paul isn't my world champion.
What? Well, Jake Paul would never be world champion, but
He could be.
if he actually puts more of the work in, and he first off, his work ethic is great. Like I've seen his training is not bad. I don't want to like the kid, but I do like his work ethic.
I don't want to.
But
he's on the juice.
so, but he does work. He does work out well, and if he actually puts all of his time into boxing, he could be a damn good boxer. He definitely could, and that's all I'm gonna say. Put the bow on it.
Put the bow on it. Throw away the key. Lock away the chain. All that jazz. Hit that like button. All that jazz too, guys. Trevor,
That was a good conversation, man.
What's up?
I like that. That was a good conversation. I like that.
we have fun on a Tuesday night, Trevor. Guys, we got plenty of stuff to talk about. Put your questions in the chat. We'll get to them. As well as I'm gonna try to do one quick thing and see if this works. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, hey man, that's live TV for you, Michael.
Yeah, that's how live TV work, Michael.
Let's see. Okay. Let's. So you are currently covered up, but it's okay. We're gonna fix this. This is what happens when I don't like do things beforehand. And all right. So I know so all that like all that mucking around earlier with the black screen was me trying to figure out how to get the videos to play.
You took videos, okay.
Yeah. So let me see. So there we go.
There we go.
There we go. We got things happening here. Guys, let's talk about AEW Full Gear. So many matches. I was there for all of them. I was a tired boy. My internet Wi-Fi didn't work, so I didn't get to give you guys a nice review afterwards. But let's talk about it. First pre-show match, Best Friends, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, and Danhausen taking on members of the Factory, QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, Nick Camarado, Cole Carter, and Lee Johnson. Very quickly, the story of this match was Danhausen didn't show up until like the last 2 minutes of the match, and then when he did, he kind of debuted this almost. He debuted this like very serious Danhausen character that he's been teasing on social media. He came out with new entrance music, and he came out and he jobbed out QT Marshall in the Factory. It was crazy.
Crap out of him. It was great.
What do you think about the new Danhausen direction? Like him being a little more serious, but also still being like a face.
I mean, because like that was in his character to begin with, right? We just haven't seen it. Like very nice, but also very evil. It was always there, right? No one has ever really brought it out of him. And I think this was a chance to see that very evil in play.
He drew us. He stabbed QT Marshall with like a lead pipe or whatever.
It looked like a giant nail. Actually,
I was like, "What Danhausen? This kids? They're kids here." Danhausen. But they picked up the victory there after Danhausen, Stone Cold Danhausen, jobbed everyone out.
Stone Cold Danhausen.
We got absolute Ricky Starks defeating Brian Cage, become the finalist in the AEW Eliminator tournament, as expected. Trevor. Ricky Starks moves on.
Of course. He should. He definitely should.
He also got a massive pop when he came out.
Dude, it would be interesting to see him. And at this point, we all know MJF for the belt. That'd be a great match.
Well, that would be the match. Yeah, that's going to be the match.
Yeah, that's the match. Yeah, it's going to be a great match.
It's going to be the match because and that's going to be a match soon. Like that's winter is coming.
Yep. It's going to be.
Moving on, last pre-show match, Eddie Kingston versus Akiyama. Well, first of all, Akiyama is one of Eddie Kingston's childhood heroes. This was almost a favor to Eddie Kingston from Tony Khan, bringing in Akiyama. These two had a brutal match. Eddie Kingston picked up the victory, and Eddie Kingston was literally crying. He was in tears the entire time afterwards, on the mat in tears. He bowed his head to Akiyama. Akiyama paid respect, bowed back. and Eddie Kingston just cut one hell of a promo, and he basically grabbed the mic on the 0 hour and said, "Hey, if you haven't ordered the pay-per-view, what the hell are you even waiting for?" And I was like, "Yep, that's Eddie Kingston."
That's Eddie Kingston. That's Eddie. Good match though. Very good match.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Eddie Kingston though brought kind of back to like main, like not main roster storyline, but like just more storyline.
I want to see more. I never thought I'd say this, but I want to see more of him. I do. Like, he's on the roster. I want to see more of him wrestle, man. He's good for wrestling. He is.
Trev, it's cold, but a bundle up. I said, Trev, it's cold, but a bundle up. Moving on, we had Jack Perry, Jungle Man Jack Perry, taking on Luchasaurus in a steel cage match to open up the main show.
It's a hell of a match to open up on. And I love this Jungle Boy. This was a serious Jungle Boy. He got color like 2 minutes in. Crimson mask. There were multiple spots in this match where Jungle Boy had like blood just dripping down his face. They got a great shot of Luchasaurus like putting Jungle Boy's head into the mesh of the steel cage, and the blood kind of just dripping onto the mesh. That was a great shot. There was a shot of Jungle Boy being flung in between the cage and the apron and stuck in there with a crimson mask. It was great. I took notes on Saturday night, so I might as well just basically use them and read from them now. But although my phone is dying, so these might not be. We'll see how far we get here. But yep, another great shot of Jungle Boy on the cage. We saw Christian sneakily stealing the key. Got kicked out. Luchasaurus brought plunder into the ring, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. We saw a double Taker sit-up spot from these two, which was amazing. That was great, yeah.
Jungle Boy then had Luchasaurus prone onto a table and did this.
Wow, that was crazy.
Through a table. It was absolute plunder, daddy. And I own this footage, AEW, so yes, this is me. I own this footage. You can't copyright.
That was cool that you were that close, man. You had good seats.
I look. It was not cheap. That is all I will say. It was not cheap.
I know.
It's not
I know.
cheap.
I looked up prices of the tickets.
Yeah. Look. We top ramen and tuna for the next 2 weeks. But no, that was a great shot. And then Jungle Boy eventually picked up the victory after he hit a pile driver. Like it was great. Oh, sorry, no, he picked up the victory. He hit a pile driver. Luchasaurus kicked out, and then he hit the snare trap, and Luchasaurus tapped. Great opening match, 1840, perfect length, and I think this is like a good step for him in his evolution as Jack Perry, the character, and one step closer to finally getting that match with Christian Cage.
Yeah, man, it was a spectacle. It was great to watch.
It's fun to watch. Moving on, we had the AEW Trios World Championship match. Death Triangle defending against the ones. Trevor, the ones. The only. Who are they? Trevor?
The Elite.
The who?
The Elite. The Elite.
The Elite made their return at Full Gear. And it was great. They came out to Wayward Son, which amazing, by the way. Just absolutely amazing for them coming out to Wayward Son. I thought that was great. And that's going to be their trios theme moving forward.
Is it really?
That's awesome. Every time they come out as a trios. Not Kenny Omega's
awesome.
new theme. It's not the Young Bucks' new theme. Right. But anytime they come out as trios, it's going to be Wayward Son.
I absolutely love that song anyway, so yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and people were singing it. It was great. We got welcome back chants, and then followed immediately by FCM Punk chants, only they didn't say F.
They didn't say fudge.
They didn't say fudge either. It rhymed with duck, I'll tell you that much. Monster pop for the Elite. My notes just say amazing match. The Rey Fenix finally used the ring hammer to pick up the victory via roll up. Did we just see a Death Triangle heel turn? I don't know, but Death Triangle retained in 1840.
It's good. It was a damn good match. Good return. From what I could hear, I wasn't there like you, but from what I could hear, amazing pop for Elite. Oh man, it was deafening.
You know what's even better? Trevor, they have now made this match the first in a best of 7 series over the next few weeks on Dynamite.
Interesting.
So almost every week, I think there's like 2 weeks they skip, but like basically from now until like January 11th, there's
You're
gonna
see
basically be a Death Triangle versus Elite match every week on Dynamite.
It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be interesting.
And the funniest thing about this is I'm pretty sure each match is gonna be for the trios titles. So there's a chance the trios title change hands multiple times.
Multiple times, yeah. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be. Oh wow.
Wow.
What
dude.
they should do is just do it at the end, like
No,
you know.
I want the title to be on the line each time. I want like 4 title changes.
You would.
I want it. Give it to me, Tony Khan. Next match, Jade Cargill defending her AEW TBS Championship against Nyla Rose. I just first of all want to say to that absolute disgusting, deplorable snowflake sitting 2 rows ahead of me.
Another one?
Yeah, who is saying even worse stuff about Nyla Rose. Screw you. Like, you should not be allowed at a wrestling show. Like, I was literally like the dude. Someone around me had to stop me from just like going up to him and just like I didn't want to start anything. I was, but I really I'm like,
right, yeah.
It pissed me off because like it wasn't just like a one thing. It was like a one time thing. It was like kept on going to the point where one, it was obviously taking away from like my viewing experience, and it was also just like, dude, you're just being a dick. Stop.
Right. It's annoying. It's like I actually love the way she handles people like that though. Like I love it. Nala handles it like a classy woman she is. And you know, like here's the thing though. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna just leave it at this. For all of you jackoffs that do this, yes, let's look at it the way you look at it. Yes, she is transgender. Yes, that is what she is. But she is now a woman. That is what she is. That's what she lives by. That's what she likes to be called. If you have any other problem with that, see her. I bet she'll take care of it. Like, you wouldn't want anyone disrespecting you like that. So don't disrespect her. Like, if that's all you're gonna do, don't go to the ring. Don't go to the wrestling events. Don't like look at shows like this that talk about her and praise her for being brave and being a strong woman that she is. And also just fuck off. Like it is your opinion, but you don't see me voicing my opinion all the time. I mean, if you watch the show, you do. But like, there's
no reason to be
good
hateful.
people. Just be good people. You know what I mean?
No reason to be hateful, man. No reason to be hateful. Regardless, what I loved about this, Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero, as well as Marina Shafir, coming out on a lowrider.
They are ridiculous.
It's amazing.
And I love them. It was so amazing. The lowrider was great. Vintage Eddie.
Vintage Eddie. On my notes, all I have written here for this match was Jade Cargill is a fucking superstar. That's all I got. I mean, she came out, monster pop, presence in person, absolutely.
I love
insane.
the Thundercats. I loved her as Chitara. That was awesome.
By the way,
I didn't realize she's that big of a nerd, but like apparently she is.
Yo, by the way, you know Bow Wow is gonna be on Dynamite this week.
Really?
Yeah. So Jade Cargill and the Baddies like interrupted his concert this past week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the video of that. And AEW's like promoting it as like, we're going to show the footage. And like, they have like, you know how they have the match graphics for each week?
Yeah.
They have like a graphic for that segment. And it's like Jade on one side and Bow Wow on the other.
And he's like here. Yeah. And she's like here.
It's the greatest thing ever. Dude, I love it. Look, AEW, for whatever you want to say about them, they were able to do something, and WWE still to this day has not been able to perfect. They have been able to bring in, on a consistent basis, like hip hop and rapper, like hip hop stars and rappers, and make them make wrestling cooler with them being on their show and being associated with their show, and also like praise the history of wrestling and hip hop. Like,
Right.
you think about who they had. Rick Ross over the past number of weeks. I
hadn't seen Rick Ross in years.
He's
actually,
a boss. Rick Ross. Like,
and then they brought Action Bronson on here too.
Bronson.
Who is a tank, dude? He's huge. He's muscular.
You remember he was talking about like how in his contract it's written that he can't take a bump.
Who Action
Bronson went on like Ariel Hawani. I was like, yeah, it's in my contract. We don't take bumps. Bronson, like stop
it.
Jade ended up picking up the victory with a super jaded, whatever you want to call it. She dropped Nyla Rose right in her face. 1, 2, 3, 8 minutes. All around, I thought it was a pretty good match. Some spots could have been better, but
yeah, it was decent match for what it was.
Up next, we had my favorite match of the night: Jericho, Bryan, Claudio, Guevara.
Damn good match. My God. Oh my God. And my man Sammy, he shined. Oh, Sammy was shined.
When I tell you the crowd hated Sammy, the entire
match, I could hear
the "F you Sammy" chants were thunderous, and then when he started like really get going, they couldn't deny it. There's like, Sammy! Like
it's hard to hate Sammy Guevara. It's hard to hate Sammy Guevara. It really is. Like he's another one of those guys that AEW has to do right, man. Like he could possibly be a pillar, man. He's so good. He's the
fourth pillar. He's the fourth pillar.
He is so good. Like just young talent, man. He's so good.
Can I read out my notes for this match?
Please do, because I'm interested in what you said.
No, by the way, I take these during the match when I'm live, and it's hilarious. Like some of the stuff on here is just hilarious. Awesome match. Sharpshooter. Oh God, what a sharpshooter label lock spot. That was when Claudio had the sharpshooter. Bryan had the label lock on Jericho. Sammy hit Jericho with a GTH shooting star press. A GTH followed immediately by a shooting star press to a 2 count.
That was crazy.
And then Bryan sold me a ticket after he hit Claudio Castagnoli with a running knee. That was like that was the second loudest this entire crowd was the entire night. When Bryan hit that running knee on Claudio, like deafening on the 3 count. But, like Bryan, like people want to say Bryan is just as over as he was like 12 years ago.
Dude, the only reason they haven't put a belt on him because he doesn't need one.
He doesn't want one either. Like he came out in an interview this week and he says, I don't want to win a world title in AEW. And I'm like, no, shut up, Bryan. I want you to win a world title. In AEW.
I want to see him in one too, but he don't want one.
Better win a world title. Damn it. Final spot of the match though, Jericho ended up hitting the what's it called? The Judas effect on Claudio Castagnoli. Awesome match. Favorite of the night so far. Jericho retains. Sammy Guevara out of JAS? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like Jericho respected him for.
They hugged him. All kinds of stuff.
Great match though. This was my match of the night. Not to say there weren't other great matches. This was my match of the night though.
This I can see that. I'm not. This wasn't mine. Mine is coming up shortly, but this wasn't my match of the night.
Your match of the night better not be like Jeff Jarrett. Like,
oh hell no! That was terrible. That match was awful.
Let's keep going through this. Saraya defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, in her return, 12 minutes, 30 seconds. She got a great pop, both very over. The story of the match was Britt Baker going for the neck breaker multiple times, attacking that injured neck, that surgically repaired neck of Saraya. Britt was focused on the neck. Saraya, though, hit her finishing move, not once, not twice, but thrice, and picked up the victory. Were there some sloppy spots in this match? Sure.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
This is her first time wrestling in, I believe
7 years?
Actually, it's been longer than 4 years. Like 5. I think it's actually 5 years. Like 2017 was her last official match, and then she was out actually even before that too. So you could argue it's been 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It is about 7 years.
But
And for it to be 7 years, she didn't look that bad, but you could see some sloppy spots. And I'm sure once she gets it going, she'll clean it up. But
she'll be fine. It's Soraya.
yeah,
She's been wrestling since she was in the womb. She'll be fine.
honestly, that's not far from the truth.
She actually was. Her mom was wrestling pregnant.
Yeah, she was.
Don't try that at home, folks. But I think it's gonna be good. Look, for whatever we want to say about this match, I thought that the build-up, especially last week build-up, or the final week, the go-home, I almost said Nitro, the go-home Dynamite was good. Well, what's the difference? But I thought that promo was good. I would not mind seeing this match happen again at Winter is Coming, honestly.
Me too.
But
I think this
Soraya
is a
has
feud
to
that
win.
can keep
Soraya
going.
has to win.
This is a feud that could keep going. It really could.
Yep. Moving on, TNT title match. One thing that stuck out to me here with Samoa Joe, Wardlow, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs. I don't know if you've seen the clips of Wardlow literally flying in this match. He was flying.
Dude, that man is too big to be flying all over the place.
He ran from one corner to the top rope of another corner, did a falling moonsault, landed on his feet, then went right into his powerbomb symphony, and then followed that up by an over-the-top rope dive to the outside, a flipping dive to the outside.
He's part cat, dude. It's gotta be.
This man is too damn big, Trevor, to be doing that. And then you had Joe, of course, doing what he does, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs. This was great. This is like what I want out of like the big Hoss match. You know what I'm saying?
This was my match of the night. This was mine.
I don't blame you.
This was my favorite match of the night because one, I called it. I knew that Joe was going to win the belt. I just had a big feeling that Joe was going to win the belt. But the backlash from this is what I'm waiting for.
I would not mind them combining the ROH TV and the TNT championships.
I wouldn't at the same time. And only because ROH is still its own entity to a degree. And so that's the only problem I would have. But other than that, I think it's a good idea too.
So my downside here is even when because the prevailing thought from what Tony Khan has said and what we've heard come out is that ROH is getting some sort of deal, whether it's streaming or whether it's TV.
Right.
They're getting something soon. If that's the case, I think you don't want to have two mid-card belts for ROH, if that makes sense. I think one is enough. And I think if we're talking about that one should be the ROH Pure Championship. Because that can be your workhorse belt. It's more, I think, designed to be that type of workhorse belt. I think it's the more over belt than the TV championship at this point.
True.
True. Like, and honestly, like with AEW having like 8 championships on their thing, like one less.
Yeah.
I just think it's a good thing to combine those two. But
I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense, but like, I mean, that's the only reason I said it. But it would make sense, right? But yeah, because the Pure Championship is kind of like the X Division Championship in Impact.
Oh, it's way
like
better than the X Division Championship.
I mean, it's way better, but you get my comparison.
The only thing the X Division Championship has over this is like Option C, which is a great gimmick. Like,
no, it was
an
amazing.
X Division title for a world title match, great gimmick.
It was a great gimmick. I mean,
best thing Hogan ever did. Oh, brother, I'm gonna have Option C, brother. Austin Air. Oh,
hey,
damn it.
Pasta Mania was amazing. No, it wasn't.
He gave his Hall of Fame ring to Abyss. The nerve of this man. Let's keep moving through these matches, though. Up next, we had Sting and Darby Allin taking on Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. I have some exclusive footage here of Sting and Jay Lethal fighting. And very near me in my section. Let me turn this music.
It looks like it.
Down. I don't know if you can see it, Trev.
I can see it.
Yeah, but so Jay Lethal and Sting were fighting. Jay Lethal was getting his ass whooped by the Icon Sting all the way up the stairs, all the way right next to me, where both men walked by.
Oh,
you can see here. Jay Lethal in a lot of pain. Sting in hot pursuit.
I like he wasn't wearing any white and black, just all black tonight.
Oh, he was all look. It was vintage WCW 2000 Sting. Like I'm showing up to work in black slacks and a black T-shirt, baby. Give me my money. I will say this: Jeff Jarrett looked well enough in this match. He looked good. I think that like the one spot I really did like, and you know how much I hate the Jeff Jarrett guitar spots.
Yeah.
There was a spot where Darby Allin did a coffin drop into a hit of the guitar by Jeff Jarrett. I like that. I can't lie. I'm not even gonna try to hold you up.
I mean, Jeff Jarrett's good for something sometimes.
Yep, but didn't draw a dime and lost this match because Sting and Darby Allin picked up the victory. No DQ match. I thought it was fun. It was fun enough. It was fun. I left in the beginning to go get some food, but it was fun. Satnam Singh looked like a star here, though. He was big as shit. He was big in person.
I was going to say, how big is he in person? He's got to be humongous.
Very big. He's a giant. 1 in a billion Satnam Singh.
And Sanjay Dutt is not a big guy anyway, but he must look like an ant next to Satnam Singh.
Yeah, he does. He does. Oh, man. Moving on, we had the AEW Interim Women's World Championship, which might not be interim, according to Tony Khan, for much longer, depending on what Thunder Rosa's prognosis is, because it doesn't look like...
What was wrong with her anyway? I never knew exactly.
At the time, I believe it was reported to be a back injury.
Okay.
So
now has it turned into something else, unfortunately?
Not sure, but her prognosis reportedly is she won't be back until sometime in 2023, which, if that's the timeline, I mean... That would be like a 6-month plus like layoff for her, which I mean, I'm not saying take the belt off of her, but vacate it for Punk, who's going to be gone for like 6 months anyway. Aside from the whole like
the scrum, media scrum.
So, I mean, I don't know. Either way, they got to figure out. Here's the thing. My thing is just figure out what you're going to do with the lineage of the belt, because Toni Storm should be considered an AEW Women's Champion.
She should be. Definitely
she 100% should be. As should your new AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. I'm a Hayter.
Tony, pay me. Pay me.
Okay, my notes on this match. Reba came in, did interference, causing a 2 count. Britt hit the blackout on Toni Storm, causing a 2 count. So they put Toni Storm over strong here. Crowd was completely and solely behind Jamie Hayter in here. I was the only one who like gave Tony like even a chant. Match got really good later on. Jamie Hayter wins with a monster pop.
Well, I kind of figured, because like we said last week, right? You already see the tension building. What way to make that feud between her and Britt actually happen? Give her the belt. It's the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it. And plus, she's over. She's super over at this point, too.
Yeah. Britt Baker helped her win. Regardless of what people say, Britt Baker helped her win. And I think that's going to be a talking point for Britt in the months coming.
Yep.
Moving on, we had the Acclaimed, the AEW World Tag Team Champions. The Acclaimed defending their World Tag Team Championship belts against Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee.
This was a fun one.
Really fun match. We got a fight in the audience. Oh, by the way, forget the match. There was a fight in the audience. So got distracted.
What, Wale was there?
What?
Wale was there?
No.
Wale
fight.
Wale fights at wrestling events. That's what
I bet you he doesn't get kicked out.
He does.
God bless Wale. Anyway, so there was a fight here. I did not get video of it. I was watching it though. It was so stupid. The security got there late, and like there was just this dude who was like, so the dude got like, so the dude who was like really instigating it, right, got like pushed back, and then like the skinny dude who was who was like a part of it, just started getting a big ego. He got a big head, and he started like trolling, and he was like doing like the suck it thing. He was doing, he was like doing like the TikTok dance, this flossing dance.
Oh my god!
And like he was just trolling him, and I was like,
he had to be drunk. He had to be.
I'm sure that they were all very inebriated in that section. I believe that was like section like 20 or something.
Right.
Like right in the middle. Everybody's head was turned away from the ring. Like it was that bad. Because it was like, because it's like back where they have like, you know where they have the WrestleMania signs in the stadium?
Yeah.
That's where it was. It was right in the middle, like, and all the way on the top. So everyone was looking directly away from the ring, like throughout this match because of that fight. That being said, they had a good match. The spot of the match was at the end where Keith Lee was offered the pliers by Swerve Strickland. And Keith Lee decided not to take the pliers. Sneaky Swerve slaps Keith Lee. And Keith Lee just left.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, in kayfabe. You dummy.
Come on.
You dummy. I understand you're mad.
Right.
But you dummy. It's the World Tag Team. That's money. That is money on the line. That's food on your table.
Exactly.
I don't care if you don't like your tag team partner. Go out there and win the damn belt.
Yeah, true.
But it led to Swerve being alone, and he was fed to the wolves. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens beat him down, beat his butt, and defeated them 1940. Retained.
Okay. Yeah, it was a fun match. Very fun match.
By the way,
the Acclaim are so over right now. It's ridiculous.
This match had the chant of the night, which was because you know Daddy Ass was banned from ringside.
Oh, yeah.
The chant of the night. Where's your daddy?
That's funny.
Amazing.
Oh, did you get a scissor?
They were sold out. The first thing I tried to get, they were sold out. I ended up getting an MJF Devil t-shirt.
Oh, that's a cool t-shirt. Yeah.
Which great segue here because I wore my Blackpool Combat Club shirt to the show.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know you had one.
Yeah. I got it at All Out.
Okay.
And then like so here's the thing. It was Moxley versus MJF was the main event, right?
Right.
I healed out on the crowd at this point. I healed out on my section. I was a very pro MJF. It was a pro MJF crowd. I was in a very pro MJF section, and I was in specifically an anti-Moxley section, which was very interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But I was like for the first part of it, I was cheering with them. I was like, "Yeah, let's go MJF!" And then as it got quiet, I was like, "F MJF!" And I take the shirt off. I reveal the Blackpool comic. I get booed.
Full heel turn.
I healed out on the crowd in Newark, and I made it out alive to tell this tale.
There you go. That's good.
Not many others can say that. Anyway, look, MJF was the hometown hero for this. Potentially his first world title win. Let's talk about the ending here, because the
ending was picture perfect.
Ref gets knocked out. Moxley had it won. He submitted MJF. John Moxley should be our reigning defending AEW world champion. He is not. Second ref comes out, gets knocked out, and then MJF has a chance to use his Dynamite Diamond ring. William Regal looks him in the eye and says, "Oh, don't you do it, Sunshine. Don't you do it." And he doesn't. He throws the ring down. And then William Regal, out of the blue, tosses the brass knucks to Maxwell Jacob Friedman when the ref had his back turned. MJF hit him with the brass knucks. William Regal had this maniacal look on his face as he walked up the ramp. I watched this back just to make sure they didn't get the shot like my face during this. Trevor,
they did.
First of all, if they had gotten the shot of my face, it would have been the best shot of the night. One, because I'm sexy as hell. Secondly,
of course, I knew that was
Secondly,
coming.
though, I sold it. Like I was like, it was like I was in pure utter shock that they actually went through with that. MJF picked up the victory with William Regal's Brax Knox. It's crazy.
I don't know what made me think that that's what was going to happen, but I had a feeling that that was what happened. Now I'm wondering what because like afterwards, I know the Blackpool Comic Club came out and helped.
Moxley was pissed. You remember Bret Hart in 1997 when the Montreal Screwjob happened and he just started destroying tables. That was Moxley after this. Also, by the way, I said earlier that I was in a very anti-Moxley section. Let me explain what I mean by that. After the pay-per-view was over, Moxley was like doing his like wave to the crowd or whatever. And there were these like edgy like teenagers in the front row who just like putting up their middle fingers like very aggressively like F you Mox, F you Mox. They were crying. They were crying at their hatred of Jon Moxley. To which I say, look, we're all fans.
Exactly.
We've all had our moments.
But
my moment's never been that bad.
No, mine either. No. But good Lord.
And they were like it was like this kid too was like he had his middle fingers up, and it was like he was like stretching over the railing, trying to make sure Jon Moxley.
I need you to see my disrespect.
I'm just like here's the thing. During the match, dude. Yeah, sure, whatever. But after, I mean, look, even after the match, look, you paid to be there, whatever, and you're not like doing something legitimately, like like you're not doing anything like actually like racist or homophobic or transphobic or anything. I don't really care, right? So if you're not doing that, I don't really care. But the fact that I was just like surprised, like, man, you really hate Jon Moxley that much? That's interesting.
Can't stand it.
Although that being said, I was able to rally the Moxley supporters with my "Let's Go Moxley" chants, as I did in. Look, I know I should take no responsibility for any of this. I take full responsibility for all of the "Let's Go Moxley" chants that happened in Chicago because I was like nonstop. I would start those because I know you would. I was like, I hate these fans. I'm gonna ruin their experience. Let's go Moxley. And it's just so great to see the look on their faces. They're just like, no, boo him.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. All in all, though, a revolutionary show for AEW in Full Gear once again, back-to-back years. I think so far from all the Full Gears they've done, this has been my favorite.
This was fun. It was a fun Full Gear. It really was.
A lot of
ups and downs, a lot of turns, surprising little turns that you didn't expect.
I would say out of 10 stars, give me 9.
Okay, that's fair.
Trevor's like, actually, it's an 8.75.
0.2. No,
if this was in the Tokyo Dome, however.
No, not 9, definitely 9. Good pay-per-view.
Well, let's move on to our last and final topic, The Rock, Trevor. The Rock. We have an update on The Rock. WWE reportedly want The Rock to make his WWE return for a big match with Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship, but it looks like his movie schedule may interrupt that because Rock is apparently scheduled to be shooting a movie during that time. Dave Meltzer said on the Wrestling Observer Radio that, quote, "There's so many different things that they can do with this Royal Rumble to build up WrestleMania. Obviously, everyone would expect Cody. There's always the chance of Dwayne and others being thrown in there. So we know that The Rock is probably going to be shooting a movie at that time, but at the same time, there's always a chance. Trevor, what's the bet? My question to you to wrap this up is, what's the better way for them to go out? Or build up WrestleMania? Rock versus Roman for the title, or Cody versus Roman for the title?
Now, assuming that he's not going to drop the belt to anybody, right? Or that he is going to drop.
No, he's dropping the belt to Cody. If you want.
Okay. So it would be great. It would be great to see Cody, right? Because he's going to drop the belt. He did it for his dad. First championship in Rhodes family. Great, right? But could you imagine the pop that him and Rock would get to tear the house down like that? Oh my God. That the promos leading up to that would be insane. Like, oh, the promos would
Heyman
be
versus Dwayne. Oh, on the mic.
Oh my god!
Sami Zayn. Oh, could you
Oh
imagine
my
Sami
God,
Zayn calling
Sami
himself
Zayn.
the honorary Uce in front of The Rock?
Oh my god! Like, no, that I would pay money to see. I would pay money to see just the promos. But there's still a hope that honorary Uce will become.
I
Will
want
do
it to
the
be
swerve. Will do the swerve of a lifetime and become the champion.
Look. It's the least likely scenario. I know. I want it to be
Dude,
Sami
but
Zayn
it's-
so bad.
But it
It's
makes
so
so
perfect.
much sense.
It
makes so much sense.
Like, and here's the thing. I think Triple H knows it makes a lot of sense now. Too.
Right. I think he does too.
And he's kind of pissed about it. He's like, I really want to do this now, but I can't.
Because it would, oh my god, it would be so great.
The look on Sami Zayn's face when they turn on him is going to be that. And like, I'm sorry, but the tag team titles cannot be like the final. No.
No.
I don't care if it has to be a situation where it's for the undisputed title or it's for the WWE title and Roman loses because Cody Rhodes interferes. I don't care. I want Sami Zayn to defeat Roman
I want
Reigns.
Sami Zayn to have beat Roman Reigns. I want it to be this, like, you had the Montreal school job. This will be the modern day.
Oh my god, you gotta do it in Roman Reigns' hometown, Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola
There you go.
screw
The
job,
Florida school job makes sense.
Yeah. That's the weird thing about pro wrestling right now. I can honestly say, as of right now, I really don't know what's gonna happen, and that's the most exciting part. And I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it
right now. Definitely is.
Trev, as we wrap up, what are you watching? What are you liking? What are you doing?
Let's see. I've been paying attention to. I've been looking at a lot of YouTube lately, right? Like, so I've been watching a lot of.
This is a great segue. Trevor, you've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, have you? Have you been checking out Real Take Cup Talk on youtube.com/Real Take Sports?
No, I don't even know what Real Take Cup Talk is.
Well, I'll have you know, guys, we got you covered. I have you covered on the World Cup. Everything that's
World
going
Cup.
on.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, you see the little logo I designed. It's a little nice.
I do.
Logo.
I like that. It's nice. Yeah.
We try. Real Take Cup Talk. We talk about the World Cup. Gonna be doing live streams starting with this weekend or this Friday's game between the United States and England. It's gonna be a big time match.
I'm going to watch that. Now I'm definitely watching that.
It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Can't wait for that. So youtube.com/Real Take Sports for all your cup related needs. Also gonna be available on the updates are also gonna be available on podcasts as well. I'm so sorry, Trevor. I could not control myself.
You couldn't hold yourself. It's okay. But I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of WrestleMania, things like that. I watch a lot of Let's Plays, things like that. So I've just been browsing up on and watching a lot of old MMA stuff too. Oh, and guys, if you want us to talk more about boxing and MMA, have a little segment or whatever, please let us know. Hit me up on Twitter and Omar up on Twitter. Let us know.
You can hit Trevor up on Twitter at TREVERTAINMENT. You should probably just change it to something like something simple like Trevor Graps or something, or
something like that.
with Trev, something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Wrestle Trev. Ooh, I like that.
I've been planning on that's the Wrestle Trev. That's not bad. I've been planning on doing something recently. My head's been everywhere.
Everywhere, but on Twitter. Well, Twitter's about a dying breed too. So if this is,
it is.
Oh,
can't hear you. There you go. Now I can. I can hear you now. Couldn't hear you first.
End, then R.I.P. Twitter is what I said.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see indeed. Guys, Trevor, parting thoughts to the fans.
Have a happy Thanksgiving if that's your shtick. Enjoy your time with your family. That's also your shtick. And be good to each other, man. Just be good to each other. take every day step by step and treat yourself well.
Absolutely.
Love those.
From us to you, we hope you have a wonderful Turkey Day.
Absolutely.
Happy Thanksgiving.